Well, I've already gotten stung by something new, so that's different. All right, so it's also very hot, which is nice, I guess. It's like the weather went from really cold and raining and then right to hot and sweaty. Like there was no mildness in between. But anyway, let me show you what I got so far. So I have 2 of the big outer beds done, and now it's raining. And, you know, the problem that I've always had with this location here is how different the elevation is. You can see just from the driveway up to here. Now it's raining. Why? So I tried to level it out as best as I could, even though I really can't. But so I found, because you know, the difficult part about building beds like this are the corner angles. And then also just with the type of wood that I have, which is, you know, home milled wood. It's harder, it's a little harder to work with. And so before I was using my circular saw to sort of measure and then cut the angles to fit here, and that wasn't working real well. So what I found is, so I can take my piece of wood here and I'm gonna make a mark on either side. Here, I'll see if I can show you that. I'm just gonna make a mark right here. See that little pen line there? I'll do the same thing over here. Make a mark right on my board. And then I can take this off. I have that line on both sides. And then what I'm gonna do, take my little electric chainsaw and I'll cut that line right there. And I have found, I mean, look at this. I have found that I can be pretty dang accurate with that saw. And so what I'll do is I'll cut this mark and I'll cut that mark, and then I'll fit my board right to there. And then again, I'll just do the same thing and cut the line right there, get a super sharp, super tight angle fit, and it works out really well. Man, I really wish I had that figured out from the beginning. That's so much faster and it comes out so much better. Instead of having to like measure, cut, remeasure, recut, adjust the angle, etc. Bam! Look at that. Oh yeah. So clean, crisp. All right, so I was able to actually get all of the raised beds in there. And so obviously, like I said before, when we have all these dips and dives and whatever, they're not quite even, but I would say overall I am very pleased, and the most important thing is Catherine is very pleased. So this is gonna definitely be a huge increase to our overall planting space over here. And I think it's also, I mean, it's gonna be way nicer. You know, obviously the more stuff we have, the better. And we could put a couple of hydrangeas over here. But you know, the other thing was, I was kind of worried about these angles being super difficult. But once I figured out the thing with the chainsaw, it became actually really easy. So if Catherine really wants to put like a triangle bed here or a triangle bed up there, we can probably do that. I think we can make that happen with actually relative ease. And you'll see like in the back there, I had to do a split because I didn't have any boards that were quite long enough. But everything's looking good. So next up, I'm gonna fill these with soil. But I think before that, I'm gonna take some of my extra stakes and just stake in the sides here, because usually I would put something like a board in between here to hold it together so that the force of the soil doesn't push it out. But since this is just one layer, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And so I think just adding in some extra stakes will do the job. And also, like, it's more of a concern when you have like a super straight line like this. There's no other opposing forces. It's only trying to go outward. So I think these will be just fine. The only other thing I'll need to do too is to just get some more wood chips over here to sort of fill in those gaps and take the pressure off the bottom of the plates there. But otherwise, I think this looks pretty damn good. What do you guys think? All right, so I actually changed my mind and I went with horizontal supports on all of the raised beds here. So those are all in. I have at least 4 of them in all of them. Because I was just thinking about it, and it was so hard to pound the stakes into the ground in the first place. Like, why add more stakes? And so then the only thing that I'm gonna do now, so I need to, before I start filling the beds, which we have a load of compost you can see over here, which we're very excited about. I need to fill in some of these gaps. So you can see there's like a little space there. So I'm gonna come in with the bucket. I'm gonna go get some loads of wood chips and bring them over here and just fill in the gaps. And so, like you'll see, you can see daylight through the bottom there. So we'll sort of pour it in there and then get it filled, just so that way, 2 things, so that the side walls are supported and so that we make sure that all the compost that we put in there doesn't just run right out. I am also, I think before that, I am gonna take this bed out because I was thinking about how I'm gonna fill these beds. And if I take this middle little one out, I should be able to drive the tractor through this gap here to fill in these beds, because I don't have a long enough reach to get over there. And so this way I should be able to get in through there and at least do most of the filling that way, because it'll take a long time if I have to do wheelbarrows. And you know, want to make it as quick and efficient as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spray paint, I'm going to mark the corners where that's at now, and I put some support bracing on that. I'll go in with the tractor and a chain, lift it up, pull it out, and then I'll basically just do that one last. And I will most likely have to fill that with sort of by hand, but I should be able to bring the tractor like sort of right up to it and then shovel it out. All right, everybody, so we are all set. All of the raised beds are built and they have been filled. Don't these look so good? Oh man, I tell you what, this was a bit of a pain in the butt to make. It's all these angles and stuff, but this is quite the look here. And looking forward to when we have a bunch of flowers and stuff. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully the next time you see these beds, they'll be full of flowers. See you next time.